Jeff Link of Keller Williams Professionals Asheville is proud to present the Asheville Real Estate Podcast. Welcome to the February edition of our podcast. I'm your host, Joe Leininger. Our focus for this month's show includes a look at our local market and what buyers and sellers need to know about their individual clue reports. So keep listening. You'll save headache and heartache during your next transaction. It's all coming up next. Today with Jeff Link of Keller Williams Professionals Asheville. Thanks for joining us today, Jeff. Tell us what's going on right now in the Asheville real estate market.
Thanks, Joe. As I look back on 2005 statistics, we ended 2005 with a 13% increase for existing homes over 2004. We also had a 16% increase in new construction permits over 2004, and from what I've been seeing, we don't anticipate slowing down in 2006. Now, the real big trend I'm starting to see for 2006 is in condominium sales. Just in the last 3 months of November, December, January of 2004, the downtown district of Asheville saw the average price for a condominium at $326 a square foot. And with 7 new condominium projects breaking ground, with prices ranging from $118.5 to $1.5 million, there is a demand.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. For a national perspective, today we're also joined by Terry Murphy, real estate author and CIO of U.S. Learning in Memphis, Tennessee. Terry's a regular contributor to both mortgage and real estate magazines and is here to share with us what trends she's seeing nationally. Terry?
Joe, one of the bigger issues for buyers and sellers today seems to be the overall rise in homeowners insurance, especially in the aftermath of recent natural disasters like Hurricane Katrina. Now, people are looking for ways to reduce their costs and their liabilities, and we're getting a number of questions about clue reports and how they're being used by insurance companies.
Terry, what are clue reports?
Joe, it's a report from the Comprehensive Loss Underwriting Exchange. It's a report used by the insurance industry for use in underwriting or rating an insurance policy. Generally, it lists all of the insurance claims that have been filed against a property over the past 3 to 5 years. Depending on the number of claims filed on the report, an underwriter may determine that a home is more or less risky to insure. Several people have seen their premiums go up significantly after the clue report was evaluated by an underwriter, but this is really something buyers and sellers really need to be aware of. It's a national issue, and everyone's affected in one way or another.
This probably brings up some interesting questions for our listeners. What can you share with our local buyers and sellers about clue reports? Jeff, how do you advise your clients?
Well, it's true that a clue report can affect your homeowner's premium, but there's a lot of misinformation out there. First of all, just because a property has had a number of recent claims against it, this doesn't always mean that the new owner will see a higher premium. If an underwriter sees a clue report with a lot of small unrelated claims turned in by the previous homeowner, the underwriter will likely assign the higher premium to that seller when they buy their next home, and not to the house they're trying to sell. In many ways, it reminds me a little of car insurance. A bad driving record often has more to do with the driver than the car. If you have a bad record and get a different car, you'll still have to pay the higher premium.
So do you think it's anything for our buyers to be concerned about?
Oh, sure, absolutely. You need to look at both sides of the coin. The clue report reveals a flaw in the home itself and greater risk to the insurer. For instance, if a home has had a recurring water damage or mold claim, then the underwriter might assign a higher premium than normal because of the nature of the claim. When our buyers make an offer on a home, we typically review these aspects together. It is definitely something to be aware of.
That's so important. What do you typically tell your sellers?
Sellers can help their cause by doing a couple of common sense things. For starters, they should be thinking twice about turning in those smaller claims. Turning in every claim will definitely affect your premiums over time. Secondly, I always advise my sellers to disclose absolutely everything when listing their home. There are just so many unknowns for a buyer to consider when evaluating property. The more information you can give, the more confident they can be in their decision to make an offer. This will maximize your proceeds and minimize your headaches and heartaches down the road.
Terry, do you have anything else to add?
Joe, yes, I do. Along those same lines, I would encourage sellers to talk to their agent and order a clue report ahead of the marketing time. It would really give the buyer some peace of mind. And I agree that this can help a buyer to move forward with confidence. You know, it only costs a few dollars, and the payoff for doing this could be huge.
Great advice. Jeff, do you have any parting comments before we wrap it up?
If any listeners would like more information on Clue, I would be happy to email you some material. Just send me a note at jeff.link@coldwellbanker.com.
Okay, thanks. I look forward to doing this again next month when we'll talk about credit reports and finance options. So thank you both so much for your time.
You're welcome, Joe.
Yes, thanks. Thanks for having me.
For more information on this podcast or for information on the Asheville real estate market, contact Jeff Link. You can reach Jeff at 828-279-6585, or you can find him online at jefflink.org. Until next month, thank you for listening to the Asheville Real Estate Podcast.